how would I approach my company differently if I were partnering with a VC versus bootstrapping it? And what are some of the core differences of that?
I think from day one, there's no difference between bootstrapping and going for venture capital. I mean, if you have something, for instance, you're going to make gears for wind turbines for clean tech, I don't know if anybody in this room can bootstrap it. I mean, you're going to, from day one, be going out and talking. But if it's something that you can bootstrap for a while, I don't think there's anything special you have to do to get ready for a venture capitalist, but for make sure you have at least one partner. Massive red flag if it's just you showing up at the door. You know, you and Kimberly decide to do it, boom. You know, maybe I'll take a look.
This day and age, are there particular industries that you're more hesitant to fund than others?
No, not for us. But I mean, I'm only a software IT weenie, so I mean, to me, at least through my life, I think I can fund software and IT. It's not going away. I mean, you know, I would say that the day of the $10 million Series A round for a software company is probably dead. Things need to be more capital efficient, unless you're doing something really, really, really special. So capital efficient businesses are great. I mean, right now, I mean, 10 years ago, there was no chance your company didn't need less than $15 or $20 million as a standard software company to get to cash flow break even. These days, we've got companies in our portfolio that did it under 3. So things have definitely changed.
What about some key points of a non-tech company that wants to introduce technology into their business model, but they don't have that technology background, and they want to start looking at people to write codes and develop a model for that? What are some key aspects of that?
I think I've seen that fail a lot. So the idea is I got a non-tech business, I want to move into the tech, and I want to hire some tech people and go. I've seen a lot of failures and few successes because it's really hard to hire a tech person if you're not a tech person. Like, I always find it funny, no offense to all y'all who aren't lawyers, when non-lawyers come up to me and say, I got a great lawyer. And my question is, how do you know? Well, you know, he turns my phone. No, seriously. How do you know he's doing anything correctly? It's like, how do you know, like, I'm having surgery February 3rd, and everybody asks me, do you have a great surgeon? I'm like, fuck if I know. Like, if you hear from me February 7th, that's an indication of one positive event. If I'm still limping like this, then probably no. And it's the same thing. I mean, hiring people that we don't, you know, you just don't know. My biggest thing is find some technology mentor who you feel kind of completes you from a business standpoint, understands your business, and have them help you with that hiring process. Have them help you with that brainstorm process. You're the non-tech guy, you find some engineer here, you may think you have a medium of minds, but you don't. Same thing with lawyers, accountants, and hopefully not my doctor. Yeah?
First of all, thanks very much for being so candid in the conversation.
Clearly it's the first time you've seen me speak.
No, I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm bootstrapping a startup, and I feel very confident on my own personal profits, on what I'll make and all of that, and that's great. And if I choose to go get venture capital to make something bigger out of that, I'm scared as hell about things like everything from buying furniture to unemployment wages to, I mean, everything, all of that. I know what I'm good at, and I'm good at doing what my startup is, right?
Yep.
I don't know, do I go hire a consultant? What is the best
No.
way? I don't know how to get from 2-3 people to 20 people, and if I want to do that, and what I don't want to do that. I want to do what I'm good at.
Right, and you should. And it's a longer conversation. If you want to hit me up, and we can get together outside of this, and I'll tell you. I mean, the broad brushstrokes are that's the easy part. I mean, there's still difficulty in everything you do, but there's people you can hire part-time here in Boulder who are great bookkeepers who will just totally offload finance. There's organizations like TriNet that will supply all your HR compliance, all your healthcare, your 401k, all that stuff. Done. You know, go to bed and don't think about it. You can outsource most of that, and you can hire people who do a great job to help you with the rest of it. It's pretty easy. Hit me up. I'll help you out. Yep, behind you.
This is regarding competition.
Ooh, can you be a little louder? I used to be a drummer, so the ears aren't so good.
This is regarding competition.
Yeah.
I had a question. Say if you find out that you have a competition, and you don't really have an edge over them, what do? You quit?
I don't know. If you find you've got a competitor and you aren't better than they are, that's not a good place to be. I mean, it's kind of like Phil Mickelson in the old Tiger Woods. I mean, you know, he did okay, but he's kind of the laughing stock of everybody. Maybe now he's good. I just can't go there.
So considering you can
Well, it depends. I mean, think about how big the market is. If it's a market that's, a lot of times, if you think about the big companies, what's the biggest search engine? What's the biggest social network? Were they the first out? And it'd be pretty hard. I mean, I saw Google in its infancy, and it was hard for me at the time to say, this is a lot better. I saw Facebook after MySpace. I was on MySpace because I was a musician. I'm like, okay. Now, what you see today and what you see tomorrow, if you've got a better long-range plan, then maybe you're okay. Or is there room to have kind of a cheaper, sloppy second competitor, which could be you? No, we're not talking about my high school name. You might, if the market's that big. Personally, I wouldn't want to be that. If you haven't figured out, my ego wouldn't allow me not to think I was at least in the game. One more question.
Comment on any general or specific marketing and advertising strategies that work better in a town like Boulder, if your market's in Boulder, rather than a city like Chicago or San Francisco, and and maybe distinguish between products and services?
Wow. Good question. I don't know who your target audience is. Can you give me is it everybody in Boulder, or is it a certain subset?
Environmental organizations or organizations committed to sustainability.
Wow. Well, you've got some, for Chicago, they probably don't know what the word sustainable means. And certainly Boulder, to me, is the most social media connected city I've ever been to, and that includes the Bay Area. You've got natural resources here like the environmental councils. You've got Greenmont Capital, which is doing sustainable investing, which is pretty unique to this area. I don't know. It's kind of a lame answer of mine. It's a big question. If you want to hit me up afterwards, we can brainstorm. But I don't think I can shoehorn that one in the time we got. Do you want to?
Last question.
Oh, one more. Oh no, this is gonna be hard.
That's why I wanted one more question.
Pitching you versus pitching a customer, is there a difference?
What stage is your company? You got a product or not?
It's early stage.
If you've got no product, probably not. It's probably the same discussion. It's like I'm going to build this and I want to sell you that. What do you think? And here's why I think I rock, and here's why I think you need me.
I think Tom's disagreeing with you over here.
Did you shrink since the last time I saw you?
That's just because he's afraid to confront you at this point.
Wait till after your surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Go to my house and kick me.
It's almost the same, but my customer may not care how big my market is, and you care.
That's true. But if you're beforehand, it's funny, I'm different. I don't really get jacked out of shape about market size. I think I did 10 years ago when I had to put $10 million to work for the venture firm I worked for. If I can put $200,000 into a company and there's a couple of $1 million exit, I'm still pretty damn happy. And you don't need to have a big market to do something like that. So don't disagree with you, but I have slotted market size way down in my filter since moving to Boulder 3 years ago and starting a new firm. It's all you. I'm done.
Let's go to the next slide.
Next slide.
First of all, a round of applause.